YouTube, come here. We got some beef out here in these streets. Seems that B. Taylor TV is exposing Princella, the queen maker, the woman who wears all the baseball caps.
All right, we got 30 fucking hats. Let's try to stand up. Oh.
The woman who hairline resemble mine.
Okay.
No beef, of course. Just speaking all facts. She has exposed her for being like a toxic demon. Let's listen to her tell her story or her life, you know, surviving Princella, to understand the sisters without guidance make horrible decisions. But hold up, if you just hitting this video, I need you to hit the like button, hit subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And then be in the comment section, give me a thumbs up or a heart. Thought I wasn't gonna do it? Just let me know that it's real. But let's waste no more time. Let's roll the clip. Oh, you know what that was? Oh, that doo-doo, baby.
So Princella comes on to my channel, and it was on my birthday. I met her on my 32nd birthday. And, you know, we talked a little bit before the show started. I was telling her how, you know, I was being spoiled by men that I was dealing with for my birthday. It was really treating me out. It was really taking care of me. You know, they wanted to make sure I was good. Like, I'm like, it's dudes that'll drop $1,000 on you for your birthday. It's guys that will do things for you for your birthday. So I felt like when I was telling her these things, she saw value in me, that men were actually pouring money into me, that men were treating me to spa days and getting my hair done and stuff like that. These are things I don't brag about, but I was just kind of telling her in a way like, you know, I know you feel like all men are bad, but these men were definitely treating me and you know, treating me to certain things and certain lifestyles. Like I say that we should all be treated like princesses, you know. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the camera. So
bullshit. We all should. Y'all shouldn't. I almost say we, like I'm a woman. Y'all shouldn't be all treated like princesses. I don't even know why you said that. Well, I know why you said it. You're perfectly fine with those guys, you know, just sending you money. I would call it simping, but you know, maybe they got like a mental problem. You ever thought about that? Maybe you was getting money sent to you by a bunch of deranged guys who have Down syndrome. You might be taking advantage of some men out there. Watch out.
When we did the live, I was wanting to bring her on as an interview because I wanted to know what her end goal was. And this is serious, y'all. This is serious. This is very serious what her end goal is. So after the live ended, we were in the back chat and, you know, y'all saw she was flirting with me the whole time, you know, and then even in the back chat, she asked me, do you like oysters? It's such a lesbian thing to say because it's like, okay, well, first of all, I already had oysters today. Like, that's crazy that you asked me that. But I did post on my stories that I had oysters. So it's just ironic that she wanted to go get oysters. But it was just the way she was like, yeah, let me, like, you know, we live in the same city. Let's go get oysters together. So
is that like an actual woman that like woman thing to be? Is that really is? Maybe it is. If I had to think about how you eat oysters, that sounds like that type of thing. Understands your sister girl. I completely understand what you're saying now.
So during my birthday dinner that weekend, you know, I was like, okay, yeah, and I was unsure. I went to my birthday dinner and I was asking my sister and friends, like, should I go on this thing? And everybody warned me not to get involved with this woman. And they were like, don't get involved. But for some reason, like, I'm not going to lie to y'all. Like, I've been through a lot last year. A lot of people don't know what I went through last year. So some people knew, some people didn't know, but it was a lot that I went through last year. Like, I had moved to a new place. I left my child's father for reasons of my own, and I needed to go and heal. I lost a best friend. So I was actually by myself a lot. That's why I was online a lot, because I just went to work and I was being a mom, and I was online a lot. So she caught me in a very vulnerable place because it seemed like maybe this could be a new friend. And that's how I looked at it always, like a new friend. I hate talking about last year because it gets me emotional because it was just a lot going on. It was a transition for me. But this is not to say that I'm a victim, because I'm a grown ass woman at the end of the day. And I could take accountability for that in the part that I played, because I could have been a little bit smarter. I could have been wiser. And
I respect that. Let's get to the actual, you talking about the lady.
When I met up with her, you know, we met up to go get oysters. She was touchy-feely on me. She was grabbing my legs. She had her arm around me in a chair. She was trying to seduce me. And and she had her daughter with her. And I was like, I felt uncomfortable at that time, because I was like, I only came here to have oyster with you as a friend, like on some like content creator, like get to know you outside of YouTube, because I realized that it was a persona that she puts on YouTube. But it's like she bought Pimp and P with her, you know, because she was touching on my legs. She was trying to massage my feet, you know, in public. And I'm like, she got on her knees and started massaging my toes. And I'm like, girl, what you doing? Like, what are you doing? You know? And, you know, I end up calling like.
You didn't think you should stop talking to her after that? That's the thing that I think creepy guys do to women they find attractive. A creepy guy would get on the ground and rub women's feet just so they can get close to them and talk to them. It's definitely like rule number 1 or 2, maybe even 3 for a creepy guy. She looks like a creepy guy.
When we would talk, she would say things like, you know, I learned a lot through Pimp and Ken book. And, you know, I was told the guy that I was cool with, that was a pimp, told me I would be the perfect madam. So that was a red flag right there. That was a red flag right there. I should have took that for what it was, you know. But I was like,
ma'am, that's not a red flag. That's literally, she just told you what she is. That depends. What do people consider red flags? I thought red flags supposed to be somewhat like, I can assume this thing because of what I just heard. Not them presenting it right into your face. Like, it's not a red flag if I have candy in a van and pictures of SpongeBob and all cartoon characters in there. That's not a red flag. You know what I am. You know. She just showed you. She just showed you the van and the candy.
Like, damn, okay. Like, why would he say that he think you would be the perfect madam?
Now, this is where it gets serious.
This is where I'm not going to say grooming begins, but this is where it gets a little real, per se. It gets a little PG-13, a little rated R, I guess. I don't know. So we hung out that entire day, and I was like, you know, when I was like, oh, let's go get boba tea or something like that. I wanted her to try that. So as we're there, I grab her like, oh no, this way. And she grabs my hand and just holds my hand and won't let go. And after a while, I'm like, oh, we're holding hands. Like, we holding hands. Okay, cool. We holding hands. I should have stood up for myself. I should have been like, nah, but I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of getting a little like curious. I'm like, well, you know, okay, we can hold hands. Like, it's fine. Then I'm telling her I have to go because I was supposed to do a live stream that night. And I said, I have to go home. And she didn't want me to leave. We get to my car. I try to give her a hug. She gives me a hug, but she's holding me and then starts putting her head to my chest and starts getting real close, like tight. And I was like, oh, okay. And I'm holding her like, okay, she's holding me. And then she's like, you know, then she starts talking about how good it feels to be with a woman, how safe it feels being with a woman. And I was like, it made me feel uncomfortable. But then she's like, this feels so amazing. This feels so good hugging you like this. Okay. Then she pulls out her phone and she starts playing female porn.
I beg your pardon?
What the hell? Oh, God. That's a crime. I'm pretty sure they arrested other people for things smaller than that. You can't hold a person tightly and then I know her just pull out some, you know, the good old fashioned porn. You can't do that. She did it. The amazing part is that she's gonna continue. She's gonna continue being around this lady who did that.
Introduced me to what tribbing is. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that on YouTube.
What the hell is that?
Look it up on porn.
It's called what?
Tribbing. Look it up. That's what lesbians do. And she starts.
I'll do it. I'm not gonna pull it up on the computer. They might, YouTube might get mad at me. She say tribbing. Oh, that's when you rub two cooter cats together. Cooter cat rubbing. One scissor, two scissor, boom. All that tribbing. You learn something new every day, even though you let her show you that on the phone and it continue to talk to her. Amazing.
Telling me how good and amazing that feels. And if you never tried that, you should. And I'm not gonna lie, like at that point, I'm like, okay.
Did you feel like she was grooming you?
Yeah, I did. But I'm a grown woman, so I can't say.
You right, you are. What's grooming anymore? You groom children. Children get groomed. You're an adult. You can't be, how you be groomed as an adult? You already know. You knew what she was showing you was corn. You knew it was. It was no grooming. I stopped myself before I got triggered. Let y'all know I stopped myself.
Say that I was groomed as a grown woman. Like, I gotta take accountability in that. I should have had, I should have recognized that, like, imagine a man pulling out corn and showing you things that you can do intimately. But it would spike my interest. It has been, like, I've been celibate for like a year. So it was like,
So you're saying if a guy did that and you were celibate for a year, you would not report him? That's amazing. That's actually amazing. I can't even say that with a straight face. That was, whoo.
Okay. And we talk later on, and it's just like, I left very confused. I'm not going, I left very confused because it sparked my interest. And then we kept talking, and we was talking every day. That first, I would say after that experience, I would say the first week or two of me talking to Pete told me she loves me. Dad was on the phone, we was vibing to music, and Dad looked at me and was like, I love you. And she was like, I really feel like that love bombing, like, I really feel like, we're a good match together. Like, I looked at our zodiac signs, the thing that she's doing now with her new girlfriend. Like, oh, we a match. I talked to some psychics. P talks to psychics on a hotline. She basically has a app for psychics, and she calls and pays $200 to talk to a psychic because she can't hear what God tells her, but she's so connected to the divine.
All that crazy cooter cat rubbing going through her head. You can't really talk to the divine. Let me just play on her side for a second. When your mind get full of tight Levi jean rubbing and all you hear is multiple macaroni sounds, like the macaroni sounds when you, all you hear is that, your mind get clustered. Don't think God don't really want to listen to you. You doing all that. You doing all that sinning, right?
We're supposed to be together. And I'm like, well, damn, like, maybe we are. Like, it seemed like we get along. Like, it seemed like we match. It seemed like we mesh together. It just love bombing, like, it's like she mirrored me. And it's like she mirrored me. And
it's amazing. She mirrored you by also showing you corn on the phone outside of an oyster restaurant. Let's get to the other good stuff.
My first experience with P's anger, we were in a car on the way to go eat, and the music was playing. She was on her phone playing something, and the seatbelt thing was going off. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm looking at something. I'm just saying, oh my gosh. This sounds like normal sounds for me. And P snaps on me. She was like, stop. She just like yells at me out of nowhere. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, and she just like yelling, like, and I was like, I didn't know how to react to that because I didn't see that side of her where she just yelled at me like to the top of her lungs about like, God damn, like, oh, turn it off. And I'm like, okay. So she's like, put your seatbelt on. Put your seatbelt on. So I put my seatbelt on because I'm like, okay, I'm in the car with her on the passenger side. I get real silent and I just sit there like, I don't know what the has happened. She see I'm quiet. I'm literally about to shed a tear because it just took me off guard that she yelled at me like that. And then she goes to say, are you mad at me? And I said, yeah, I am. I actually want to go home.
That's a crazy. She's not crazy. All you just told me is that she used to be in those classes, the carpet classes, the classes where they made the cookies for all the other kids. This is not going to be nice, so don't get mad at me when I say it. They were called drool cookies. She used to make those cookies. Anybody who's from Miami, if you had school that had like trailers outside, she used to be in one of those trailers. That's who she is. You don't do that. No one freaks out like that. Like, shut up! Like I know a snap pack thrower when I see one.
And she was like, I mean, I understand that, but you know, I get irritated with noise easily. Like overstimulation with noise irritates me and it makes me freak out. So I end up looking on the phone and seeing that she has a noise sensitivity. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just trying to self-diagnose her, and she apologizes, which was surprising because she don't barely apologize for nothing. So she kind of like apologized, but it was more so like making an excuse to why she was yelled and snapped on me like that. And I just, okay, maybe it's misophonia. Maybe she's diagnosed with misophonia. You know, I do now know that P is on the spectrum, has to be, because of how she reacts to things. Little did I know that wasn't going to be the last time that she was going to snap on me. Now, a lot of y'all know that we went out of town to Dallas. We went to Dallas, and on the way, a lot of y'all saw how we took a road trip and how she was talking to me. You know, it was like, you know, I wanted to use the bathroom at Chick-fil-A, but she wanted to go to the gas station. She was like, no, you're going to go use the bathroom at the gas station. I said, I've never used the bathroom at no gas station. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I feel comfortable going to Chick-fil-A. That's just what I feel comfortable with. She passes up Chick-fil-A. She's right there. She could have just turned, but she passed it up and said, no, you're going to use the gas station bathroom. And her excuse was, I'm a woman too. I could use the bathroom as well. How can you fight somebody on that? You used to date men. A man would have turned to Chick-fil-A. A man would have took me to Chick-fil-A. She took me to the gas station. Somebody, if the bathrooms are clean, I didn't want to use that. You could at least respected that. Then when we in there, you know, she's like, and make sure you don't drink nothing either, because I don't got time to be stopping at all these bathroom stops. I'm like, oh, okay, like, can I get a Starbucks drink? And she was like, no, because I'm not stopping until we get to Buc-ee's. And that's in like 2 hours. But so I didn't even get nothing to drink. I just got a snack. We get in the car, we drive. Next thing you know, I'm taking a nap. We're stopping because she has to use the bathroom. And I'm looking at her like, so you could stop to use the bathroom for yourself, but you told me that I can't get a drink because you don't have time to be making all these stops. So I felt like that was inconsiderate and selfish. She gets back in the car. We get to Buc-ee's, we eat, whatever, we drive again. She stopped.
How are you still participating in anything with this lady? What is this? Oh, I guess this is just so upsetting because she keeps saying that she takes accountability for all of it. But like, do you actually take accountability for all of it? Like, it's so much happening. It's so much. And then you're like a YouTube person who talks about people. Like, it would look weird for me to be a person who just talks about people, but then when one of these horrible situations happen, you know, like fresh off of Fresh and Fit, why you think they look at him the way they look at him now? Technically, you're Fresh. You're the female version of Fresh off of Fresh and Fit.
Anytime we kept stopping, it was because she had to use the bathroom. So when we was telling the story in Dallas about, we was in a car kind of like joking about it at this point, about her not going to Chick-fil-A. And she accidentally took a sip of one of my drinks and was like, oh, why is your drink in the front? Like, you know, the cup holders, my drink is in the front, her drink's behind me. But she got mad that my drink was in the front. And she was like, well, why is your drink in the front like that? And da-da-da-da. And kind of was like fussing at me. And I don't know if any of y'all believe that. Believe that any of y'all saw that. Y'all saw it, but the live is deleted. Because I told her it's not, people started to tell you were being mean to me. Like, I think you should delete the live. So here I am trying to protect her from revealing her true colors of how she treats me behind the scenes. So I told her how she...
Were y'all dating? It sounds like y'all were just full out dating now. This story is just getting weirder and weirder. This is a 100% surviving Princella, the queen maker, the owner of all baseball caps, the ruler of the pastor talk. But you just push through her, even though she does all these crazy things. Amazing.
She was like yelling and kind of talking about it and deleted the live and was like, well, I'm not going to post you no more on my live. And I don't got time to be fake. I don't got time to be fake. If we get in an argument on live, we just going to get on an argument on live. And I was like, well, I'm not that. I'm a private person. Like, I don't do arguments online. I don't do that. But she was like, no, if we going to get into it.
Wasn't you on Lapeef? I think you was on, wasn't you? Didn't you used to keep going to Lapeef there? Hey, I'm not going to press situation, but I'm pretty sure you was on Lapeef and they just be having arguments. If you was on there, see, like you talking out the side of your neck, but I'm still not supporting Princess snapbacks because she's crazy.
We're going to get into it and keep it real. And I'm like, okay, well, that's just not a good look. And I'm not saying be fake on camera. I'm just saying that it's not okay to bring everything to the internet. So then when we get back to the hotel that next morning, we talk about that again. And I told her how much it hurt my feelings. When I tell you, Princella starts yelling at me at the top of her fucking lungs, and she started hitting shit and like hitting the curtains in the room, yelling, flinging her arms. I'm like, damn, is she about to hit me? Is she about to hit? So I'm sitting there on the bed like,
I don't know about that. She would have been did it by then. Based off all this stuff you keep saying she's done, she would have been gave you some. Now you see why the cooter cat on cooter cat statistics say domestic violence is extremely high. It's like the highest. It's the highest it could possibly be because of 2 cooter cats. Now you see why. You the victim.
why are you yelling? Like, I'm not even yelling at you. Like, can you just talk? No, because you trigger me. You trigger me. And da-da-da, and
I get triggered too.
Like, just yelling and just going off. Like, she has such horrible, horrible anger. And I'm like, if this was a man hitting shit as he's yelling at you,
say it.
This would be
say it.
Very intimidating, to say the least.
It would be, he would go to jail. That's what you mean. The police would pull up. He would have a knee in his back. He would have one hand in a handcuff. The other one, they are forcing his arm in a position that it can't go in. It naturally can't go in. Just to put the handcuff on, and then they'll throw him in the car, and soon later they'll pull him back out the car, put him on the ground, tase him a couple of times, pepper spray him, call him a couple of slurs, pick him back up, hit his head on the car, do the other thing I just said all over again, then put him in, and then take him to jail, and then the judge will probably say he deserved it.
So, you know, we end up leaving. We was kind of in an argument about that. There has been other incidents where I triggered her because she was upset with me about something. So I triggered her, and she would hit things. She would hit a table. She would hit the steering wheel. She would yell to the point of spit flying out her mouth.
This is amazing. How did she do all this but didn't do none of this getting triggered things with Saint in the Center? Saint in the Center whipped her eye in a discussion, and she didn't get triggered one time. But like, she just get triggered. But it might be your perfume, your makeup. It might be something. It might be your name. She really might not like bees. You should find out Miss Princella is a Crip.
And I realized I fucked up. I was
yes, you did.
What have I got myself into? And when I bring up her daughter, this is not to go low. This is not to make her a villain, but this is to tell my truth. And I cannot keep lying. Women have asked, does Amaya go to school? The girl is 5 years old, going on 6, and have never been in a school. She was not getting homeschooled. She was in front of a TV all day. Everybody know that her child has autism.
So the mama and her both got it. I understand that. Somehow the court system allowed her to keep the child. That's amazing. That's amazing. And from what I'm hearing, even after all those anger things, you stayed again. How? What is this? I'm getting triggered by your decisions.
She has not gotten her daughter tested for autism. It took me saying, let's go get her tested for autism. Let's get her into this daycare program so she can be around other kids. So now she's in a daycare program that I have my kids in, so she can be around other kids and learn. She don't read to her. She don't teach her anything. She don't have a mentor, a tutor. She don't give her any type of school lessons. At 5, I think she's supposed to be at least in kindergarten or something.
Wait, hold on. Is it certain states? I don't know if it's certain states. No, I'm pretty sure if they find out you have a child and your child has not been enrolled in school, or you have not signed up for homeschooling, I thought the CPS can take your kid. Maybe I'm wrong, but now I'm starting to think what you're saying right now is a couple of BS. Some of it. But hell, man, if you talk like that Princella lady, I'm not surprised at anything.
She hasn't been to pre-K. She hasn't been to kindergarten. She was just like, so she's behind on a lot of things, and she has she's on the spectrum. And also when I came in, I was like,
it seemed like you, Pastor P, Princella, and that girl, all of y'all are on the spectrum. I think the spectrum is just it's like wide open for everybody right now in that house.
Like, I started to notice that, why is it that your child is up all night and you're asleep, and your child is up all night and you're asleep, and you let her sleep through the day. And when I asked you about that, you said, well, it's easier for you to get business done. I said, that's not healthy for a child to be in an environment like that, because she needs a schedule. It's not healthy for children to not be on a schedule. It's not healthy.
Did you just say you were sleeping over at that lady's house, even after all this? Nah, you're not a victim. You were right. You are a grown adult. You shouldn't be giving no advice to anybody. You should probably go on your YouTube channel, go to I forgot the settings, deactivate, delete. You shouldn't be giving no advice to anybody. You let all that happen, and then you just stayed, and you actually put her seed in the same location as your seed. So now she knows when you're gonna pull up, so she can be around you some more. And now her child, who probably is just filled with all types of misdirection and ideas of baseball caps, is now gonna speak to your kids. Your kids. That's what I just heard.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Oh God. It's the main reason. It's like one of the main reasons why whenever these surviving something happen, like, whoever the person who's an adult who going through the surviving, you had to be partaking in fentanyl. Fed. I'm triggered.
That's too damn bad!
I'm out of drinks, and I don't got no more of my food. Don't drink some water. I gotta say this, if what she says is true, this was definitely exposing. She exposed a lot. I wonder if Pastor P, Princella, Queen of Snapbacks and baseball caps, I wonder if she's gonna respond about any of this. I doubt it.
He ain't lying.
It's best for you to do what every celebrity does. Just stop talking. Don't say nothing for like a year and a half. For some reason, everybody always forget. I won't. I'll bring it up. Anytime I do a video about you, I'm gonna bring up that you throw hissy fits and you punch walls and you're the queen of snapbacks and baseball caps and you talk like a B-rated pastor. But B. Taylor, this was more exposing you and your flaws than actually this lady. Because you just told me that she was a terrible, broke down pimp and she was able to pimp you. Well, mentally pimp you, not tell you. She could have probably actually did do that now I think about it. See, the amount of stuff you said you went through and you stuck around, you lucky. You lucky you didn't meet a boss nigga like myself. I'm just talking, I couldn't do anything. No self-respecting Southerner like myself would deal with you, pastor, baseball caps, any of this situation. But I am still sorry about what happened. Black women, you do not be B. Taylor. Even though there's a lot of you out there like her. I hope you liked this video. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe. And if you want to watch more videos like this, you should go watch my shorts or hit the notification bell so you'll know when another video coming out.